Scorpio, I have a question for you. What would you do if someone you trusted deeply, a person who holds a significant place in your life, betrayed you in the most unexpected way? How would you react? In June, the stars are aligning, and a major betrayal is on the horizon. But here's the twist: this isn't just about someone else's actions, it's about how you respond, how you choose to transform this moment into something powerful. Are you ready to face it? For Scorpios, betrayal can feel like an emotional earthquake, shaking the very core of your being. And June is bringing that shake-up. But don't panic. What if I told you that this betrayal could actually be the key to your personal growth and emotional rebirth? What if you could turn this dark chapter into a source of power and resilience? In this video, we'll dive deep into what's coming for Scorpio this June, uncover the emotional layers behind this betrayal, and most importantly, how you can use it to fuel your transformation. From understanding why betrayal hits Scorpios hardest to how you can protect yourself and even heal from the pain, this video will give you the insights you need to navigate these turbulent times with strength. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to face the betrayal coming your way, but you'll also learn how to rise above it, stronger and more empowered than ever. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your fellow Scorpios. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's dive in. When it comes to Scorpio, trust isn't just a part of their world, it's the foundation that everything else is built on. They don't give their trust easily, but once it's given, it's as solid as steel. But what happens when that trust is broken? What does betrayal look like for Scorpio, and why does it hit so hard? Scorpios are known for their depth. This is not just emotional depth, but a psychological depth that many other signs can't quite understand. They love intensely, and that intensity means they feel the highs and lows of life on a much deeper level. It's easy to see why betrayal would be so devastating. When someone close to them breaks that sacred trust, it's like a punch straight to their core. But here's the twist: betrayal often isn't just about the other person's actions. It's about Scorpio's ability to see beneath the surface, to notice the cracks even before they form, yet still choosing to believe. Take, for example, the story of a Scorpio named Alex. Alex had been with a partner for 3 years. They had built a life together, shared hopes and dreams, and above all, Alex trusted them completely. However, one day Alex discovered that their partner had been emotionally involved with someone else for months. The pain of betrayal wasn't just the act itself, it was the feeling of having missed the signs. The Scorpio instinct to sense when something's off had been there all along, but Alex had ignored it. Driven by the belief that love could overcome everything. In that moment, everything Alex had built with this person came crashing down. Now, this is where the magic happens for Scorpio. When trust is broken, it's not just about the pain, it's about what Scorpio does next. It's all too easy to slip into a spiral of anger, resentment, and revenge. Scorpios are known for their intensity. After all, and when betrayed, their emotions can feel overwhelming. But instead of allowing those emotions to control them, Scorpios have the opportunity to do something that no other sign can quite do: transform their pain into power. And that's what we're going to talk about. When betrayal strikes, it's a sign that something in your life was out of alignment. It's a harsh wake-up call, but a wake-up call nonetheless. It forces Scorpios to go deep within themselves and reassess what they truly need in their relationships. This isn't about blaming the other person, even though they may have played a role in the betrayal. It's about reclaiming your emotional energy and learning how to protect it. Scorpios, when they do this, can often come out of betrayal stronger, more self-aware, and with a deeper understanding of themselves than ever before. And here's where we step into the psychological depths. Scorpio's emotional response to betrayal can go one of two ways. They can either dwell in their hurt and seek revenge, or they can rise above it and use it as a springboard for personal growth. The revenge part may feel sweet for a moment, it's that powerful Scorpio sting, but the real healing comes from letting go of the desire to get even. When Scorpios focus on their own healing, they start to move away from the pain and begin to transform it. This is where the real power lies. By releasing the urge for revenge, Scorpios free themselves from the emotional chains that betrayal has left behind. Think about the story of another Scorpio, Mia, who was betrayed by a close friend. Instead of lashing out, Mia took time for self-reflection. She didn't respond immediately, she sat with the feelings of anger, hurt, and confusion. She gave herself permission to feel those things fully. And over time, she began to understand why she had let someone in her life who wasn't truly aligned with her values. She used the betrayal as a mirror to look inward, and in doing so, she healed herself. She realized that in letting go of this toxic friendship, she made space for more authentic relationships in her life. It wasn't easy, but it was a form of emotional rebirth. Now, let's talk about the astrological influence that will make this betrayal even more intense for Scorpio in June. The energy of the cosmos is ramping up. With Pluto, Scorpio's ruling planet, in retrograde, there's a deep focus on transformation, the kind that happens when things are broken apart to make way for something new. Pluto's retrograde brings up hidden truths, shadows, and the unresolved parts of our psyche, things we may not even want to see. For Scorpios, this energy can feel like a magnet, pulling the truth to the surface, whether they're ready for it or not. But here's the interesting part, this doesn't just apply to the outside world. It's also about what's hidden inside Scorpio. What have they been avoiding in themselves? What parts of their own identity or desires have been suppressed? When betrayal happens, it forces Scorpio to look in the mirror and confront these hidden parts. And the truth that comes up may not always be easy to accept. It could be an uncomfortable realization that Scorpio has been ignoring their own needs in favor of others. Or that they've been too trusting, too giving, to their own detriment. The powerful thing about Pluto's retrograde is that it offers Scorpio an opportunity for deep self-awareness. While the betrayal may feel like a personal attack at first, it's actually a cosmic opportunity to wake up to something that's been out of alignment for a long time. If Scorpio can see betrayal through this lens, not as something that was done to them, but as something that was meant to reveal a truth, they can move through it in a way that leads to personal empowerment. So what can Scorpios do to protect themselves in the face of betrayal? First, it's essential to reconnect with their inner strength and intuition. Scorpios have an innate ability to sense when things aren't right. But in moments of trust, they often choose to look the other way. This is where self-awareness becomes the key to protection. When you feel that subtle unease, whether it's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or even in your family, don't dismiss it. Scorpios tend to ignore these small red flags in favor of hope, but trust your gut. Your intuition is your greatest ally when navigating betrayal. A real-life example of this is when a Scorpio named Lily started to notice that her best friend had been distant. At first, she brushed it off as nothing. After all, life gets busy, right? But the subtle hints started to pile up. Lily's friend was canceling plans more often, being less responsive. And when they did hang out, the energy felt off. Instead of ignoring it, Lily decided to confront her friend, and that conversation revealed a long-hidden truth: her friend had been gossiping about her behind her back. It wasn't an explosive betrayal, but it stung nonetheless. The takeaway here is simple: listen to your instincts. They're never wrong. Now, after betrayal, it's crucial for Scorpio to reset their emotional boundaries. Betrayal shows that something went out of balance, and it's your responsibility to take steps to restore that balance. This doesn't mean shutting everyone out. It means recognizing that your trust is sacred. And while not everyone needs to earn it, certain people need to prove they're worthy of it. Setting boundaries can look like taking a break from people who have hurt you or having more honest, open conversations about your feelings. It's all about reclaiming your emotional power. As we move deeper into June, this is a time for you to heal, to trust your instincts, and to protect your peace. The betrayal may have stung, but it's not the end of your story, it's just the beginning. By using this moment to reflect, grow, and strengthen your boundaries, you'll find that betrayal doesn't have the power to define you. You do. Now, stay with me, because in the next section, we'll dive deeper into the psychological shifts that Scorpio will undergo during this time and how to use the full moon in Sagittarius to clear away any lingering emotional baggage. You won't want to miss it. When a Scorpio feels betrayed, it's not just a fleeting moment of hurt. It's an emotional earthquake that shakes their inner world, cracking open old wounds and forcing them to confront parts of themselves they may not have been ready to see. But here's the thing, betrayal, though painful, is often the doorway to personal transformation. It's like a spark that ignites a fire, pushing Scorpio to rebuild, redefine, and rediscover themselves in ways they never expected. Let's talk about that intense emotional reaction. If you're a Scorpio who's just been betrayed, you might find yourself overwhelmed by feelings of anger, sadness, and even confusion. You might even feel like the rug has been pulled out from under you, leaving you unsure of who you can trust anymore. But here's the first thing I want you to remember: it's okay to feel all of these emotions. Scorpio, your feelings are your superpower. They guide you, they protect you, and they help you navigate through life's complexities. But what happens next is up to you. You see, when Scorpio feels betrayed, there's a temptation to let those emotions spiral into something destructive. Anger can quickly turn into revenge. The desire to get even, to prove that you were wronged, can be all-consuming. I get it, as Scorpios are ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, which gives them an intense drive to seek justice when they feel hurt. But here's the trick: revenge isn't the answer. It might feel satisfying in the moment, but in the long run, it only keeps you stuck in the same cycle of pain. You deserve better than that. Let me tell you the story of Emma, a Scorpio who faced a betrayal that shook her world. Emma's longtime best friend had secretly been undermining her at work, taking credit for her ideas, and spreading rumors behind her back. When Emma found out, the urge for revenge was immediate. She wanted to expose her friend, confront her, and make sure everyone knew the truth. But instead of acting impulsively, Emma took a step back. She spent some time alone, reflecting on her feelings, and asking herself, what do I truly need right now? What will help me heal? It wasn't easy, but Emma realized that the best thing she could do was walk away from this toxic relationship. She didn't need to prove anything to anyone, she needed to reclaim her peace. So, she cut ties with her friend, but more importantly, she didn't carry the anger with her. Emma's healing began the moment she made the decision to let go of the need for revenge and focused instead on what was best for her emotional well-being. So, when you find yourself in a similar situation, take a page out of Emma's book. It's okay to feel the anger, the betrayal, but don't let it control you. Let the emotions pass through you, but don't hold on to them. Focus on what truly matters, your healing. The more you can release the need for revenge, the more space you create for your own transformation. And here's the thing about betrayal: it doesn't just force you to confront others. It forces you to look inward. This is where Scorpio's true power lies. You are known for your ability to go deep, to dive into the unknown parts of yourself, and emerge stronger on the other side. This moment of betrayal is an opportunity to do just that. It's time to ask yourself some tough questions. What have you been ignoring about your own boundaries? Have you been giving too much of yourself to people who don't deserve it? What patterns are you repeating in your relationships that need to change? Let's take the example of Lucas, a Scorpio who realized that his emotional boundaries were out of whack. He had been in a relationship where his partner constantly crossed his boundaries, and he always let it slide, thinking that love meant sacrifice. But after a betrayal that involved his partner breaking his trust, Lucas realized something important: he had allowed his own needs to be sidelined for far too long. This realization was hard, but it was also liberating. He began setting healthier boundaries, learning to communicate his needs more clearly, and most importantly, learning to say no when something didn't feel right. The betrayal became the wake-up call he needed to stop abandoning himself for the sake of others. So here's your practical advice, Scorpio: use betrayal as an opportunity to assess your boundaries. If you've been too trusting or have allowed people to overstep, now is the time to take a step back and evaluate where you need to draw the line. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. And remember, your worth is not tied to how much you give to others. It's about how much you value yourself and how much you protect your own peace. When betrayal hits, Scorpio's first instinct might be to withdraw, to retreat into themselves and shut the world out. And while taking time alone can be healing, it's also important to not isolate yourself too much. Scorpios, with your intensity, have a tendency to go into lone wolf mode when things go wrong. But remember, you are not alone in this. Leaning on your trusted circle of friends and family can provide the support you need to process your emotions. You don't have to go through this alone. Consider Mia's experience again. After the betrayal from her close friend, she initially felt the urge to retreat and shut everyone out. But after a few days of reflection, she reached out to a family member she trusted deeply. Talking to someone who understood her perspective allowed Mia to express her feelings without judgment, and it helped her gain clarity. She realized that while it was important to grieve the loss of the friendship, it was just as important to surround herself with people who lifted her up, rather than dwelling in isolation. Sometimes, Scorpio, the healing you need comes not from hiding, but from opening up to the right people. In the midst of betrayal, Scorpios often feel as if their entire world has been turned upside down. And in a way, it has. But this is not the end, it's a chance for rebirth. Think of this betrayal not as a defeat, but as a transformation. The phoenix rises from the ashes, and Scorpio, so can you. Yes, it will hurt, but over time, you'll find that you are capable of greater emotional resilience than you ever imagined. This is where the energy of Pluto in retrograde becomes so crucial for Scorpio. Pluto, as the planet of transformation, is all about breaking down the old so that new growth can emerge. This planetary influence is giving you the chance to rebuild yourself from the inside out. As you confront the betrayal and let go of the emotional baggage, you're making space for a new version of yourself, one that's stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. In the months ahead, as the energies of June continue to unfold, remember that this is not just a moment of loss. It's a moment of creation. You are being shaped by this experience. And while it may be painful now, the transformation you'll undergo will be worth it. You'll emerge from this not just healed, but reborn. And the next time betrayal comes knocking, you'll be ready, not because you've learned to avoid it, but because you've learned how to rise above it. Stay tuned for the next part of this journey, where we'll explore how to heal from betrayal and use the energy of June to rebuild yourself in a way that no longer allows betrayal to have the power it once did. You won't want to miss it. Betrayal doesn't just change your relationship with others, it shifts your entire perspective on trust. Scorpios are particularly vulnerable to this shift because of how deeply they invest emotionally in the people around them. When someone close to them breaks that trust, it doesn't just affect the relationship, it often sends Scorpios into a deep internal crisis. It's as if everything they've known is suddenly questioned. Their instinct is to guard their hearts more fiercely, but what happens when this newfound wariness starts to spill into other areas of their lives? Take Jennifer, a Scorpio who was burned badly by a longtime friend. This friend had been someone Jennifer trusted implicitly. They'd shared countless moments, supported each other through tough times, and Jennifer had opened up in ways she rarely did with anyone else. But when Jennifer learned that her friend had been secretly undermining her to others, it shattered her belief in people. For months afterward, Jennifer couldn't shake the feeling that others might be betraying her. Too, even if there was no evidence. It wasn't just her one friend who had hurt her, it was the belief that people weren't trustworthy. This growing cynicism began to affect other relationships, both personal and professional. Here's where the danger lies for Scorpio. the weight of betrayal can make it harder to trust anyone, even those who haven't done anything wrong. This emotional armor, built as a form of self-protection, can end up isolating Scorpio even more. The more they keep others at arm's length, the more they reinforce their fear of betrayal. But if Scorpio's heart stays closed, they're also cutting themselves off from the love and support they need to heal. If you've ever found yourself in Jennifer's shoes, you know how easy it is to let betrayal seep into every aspect of your life. But Scorpio, it's important to recognize that not everyone is out to hurt you. Yes, your trust was broken, but that doesn't mean you need to build walls so high that they prevent genuine connections from forming. Trust is a process. It's not about giving all of yourself to someone right away, it's about building trust slowly and carefully, one step at a time. The key here is to find balance. While it's essential to protect yourself emotionally, don't let that protectiveness turn into emotional isolation. Lean into the people who have proven to be trustworthy, and allow yourself to experience the healing power of supportive relationships. With time, you'll learn how to open your heart without fear, learning when to trust and when to protect yourself. But what happens when Scorpio starts to feel like they're the ones at fault? After all, in relationships, Scorpio tends to take everything personally. When they're hurt, they often wonder what they did wrong. Did they give too much? Were they too trusting? Did they miss something? For Scorpio, betrayal isn't just about the other person's betrayal of trust, it's about the internal question of whether they missed the warning signs or ignored their instincts. This self-doubt is a classic Scorpio trait. They're intensely self-reflective, always searching for the deeper meaning behind every experience. But while this is often a strength, it can also become a trap. Scorpios can get lost in a loop of self-blame, wondering if they somehow deserved what happened or could have done something to prevent it. It's important for Scorpio to remember that while self-reflection is crucial, self-blame is not the answer. Look at Daniel, another Scorpio who found himself in this very situation. After his partner cheated on him, Daniel spent weeks replaying every moment of their relationship, dissecting every word, every action. What did I miss? What could I have done differently, he would ask himself. But what Daniel failed to see in his analysis was that the problem wasn't his to begin with. His partner made a choice that betrayed their relationship, and no amount of second-guessing could change that. The healing came when Daniel stopped blaming himself and started accepting that betrayal, while painful, wasn't a reflection of his worth. He had been a good partner, and the actions of others didn't define him. The lesson here for Scorpio is clear: don't get lost in the trap of self-blame. Betrayal isn't about your failures or shortcomings. It's a reflection of someone else's actions. Yes, introspection is important, but don't lose sight of your own value. You are worthy of respect and loyalty. The more you internalize this, the more you'll move through the hurt with clarity and strength. As the full moon in Sagittarius approaches, the cosmic energies will encourage you to release the past and make room for new beginnings. For Scorpios, this is a powerful opportunity to cleanse not just your emotional baggage but also the lingering doubts that may be holding you back. The full moon is all about illumination, shedding light on what's been hidden in the dark corners of your mind and heart. It's the perfect time to break free from any lingering emotional attachments to the past. The betrayal you've experienced may still sting, but the full moon gives you the chance to let it go, to release its hold on your emotional world. You might not feel ready to let go just yet, but trust the process. Scorpio, your soul thrives on transformation. You don't need to hold on to the past in order to stay strong. You are already stronger than you think, and with each passing day, you're stepping into a more empowered version of yourself. The wounds from betrayal will eventually fade, and they will be replaced with wisdom, strength, and a deeper understanding of what you truly need in relationships. During this period, take time to journal or meditate on what you've learned from the betrayal. What insights have you gained about yourself? What patterns can you identify in your relationships that need to shift? The full moon in Sagittarius will provide the perfect cosmic backdrop for this kind of introspection. If you allow yourself to let go of the emotional weight that betrayal has left behind, you'll find that the universe has much more in store for you. Betrayal can be painful, but it's also a catalyst for growth. Scorpio, this is your moment to shed old layers, to heal, and to rise above the hurt. Just like the phoenix, you can be reborn from the ashes of your past, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. The path to healing may not be easy, but it will lead you to a place of peace and empowerment that you've never known before. As we move forward in June, you may feel like the universe is testing you. But this is not a test of your worth, it's a test of your resilience. This is your moment to step into your power, Scorpio, and show the world that no betrayal, no matter how deep, can break you. Embrace this transformation, because on the other side of this emotional journey lies your highest self. Don't miss the next segment, where we'll discuss how to fully harness the energy of this cosmic shift and how to protect your emotional peace moving forward. You'll discover how to ensure that no future betrayal has the power to derail your growth. Stick around, because you're about to learn how to emerge from this period of transformation more powerful than ever before. As June unfolds and the betrayal you faced begins to settle within you, it's natural for Scorpio to question everything. The pain may still sting, the hurt might still be fresh. And you may even feel a sense of betrayal lingering in the corners of your mind. But what if, rather than running away from these feelings, you could use them as a tool for growth? What if this betrayal could transform you, make you stronger, and help you redefine what you truly value in relationships? This is where Scorpios can step into their true power. Scorpios, unlike many other signs, have a remarkable ability to turn even the darkest moments into something transformative. When betrayal hits, it's not the end, it's the beginning of something new. Every wound, every scar, is an opportunity to rebuild yourself from the inside out. This is a time for Scorpio to reframe the betrayal. To see it not as a setback but as a catalyst for personal growth. Think about it, what is betrayal if not a lesson in resilience? Sure, it hurts. Of course, you feel the pain. But what if you took that energy, the anger, the sadness, and channeled it into something more powerful? Instead of allowing it to fester, transform it. Turn it into self-love, self-respect, and self-worth. When Scorpios get hurt, they have the opportunity to rebuild themselves stronger than ever before. This isn't about revenge or holding grudges. It's about building a future where betrayal no longer holds power over you. Look at the example of Sam, another Scorpio who faced betrayal in the form of a longtime friend who took advantage of their trust. Sam's first instinct was to cut off the friend completely, to lash out and make sure the world knew what had happened. But instead of letting the betrayal define them, Sam took a different approach. They went within, questioning why they allowed themselves to trust so deeply without seeing the warning signs earlier. Through self-reflection and introspection, Sam found that their desire to help and nurture others sometimes clouded their judgment. Rather than feeling bitter or angry, Sam chose to learn from the experience. They realized that in the future, they would be more discerning in their relationships and would set clearer boundaries. In Sam's story, we see a profound shift from feeling victimized by the betrayal to feeling empowered by it. Scorpios, you are the masters of transformation. This is your time to use your emotional depth and intuition to rise from the ashes of betrayal and emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who you are meant to be. Reclaim your power by setting stronger emotional boundaries and choosing relationships that honor your worth. The next step in this healing process is crucial, recognizing that betrayal often forces you to face your own limitations. Sometimes, we get so caught up in our desire to trust others that we overlook our own needs and values. Betrayal exposes where we may have been neglecting ourselves. It brings our attention to what we need to protect and cherish within ourselves. Scorpio, this moment of betrayal is not just an opportunity for growth in your relationships with others, it's an opportunity for growth in your relationship with yourself. Are you honoring your own emotional needs? Are you giving enough to yourself? Or have you been pouring everything into others while neglecting your own well-being? Take, for example, Olivia, another Scorpio who recently found herself betrayed by a colleague. Olivia had always been the one to go above and beyond for everyone at work, helping others with their tasks, offering advice, and making sure her colleagues felt supported. But when Olivia needed help the most, no one was there. Her trust was betrayed in a way that left her feeling alone and vulnerable. In the aftermath of the betrayal, Olivia realized something important. She had been so focused on giving to others that she had neglected her own needs. Instead of getting caught up in anger or sadness, Olivia decided to shift her focus inward. She began setting better boundaries at work and learned to say no when it wasn't in her best interest. More importantly, Olivia started to practice self-care in ways she hadn't before. She realized that in order to protect herself from future betrayals, she needed to prioritize her own well-being and emotional health. This shift in perspective didn't just protect Olivia, it empowered her. She became more confident in her work and in her relationships, knowing that she had the strength to walk away from anyone who didn't respect her. The lesson here is simple, Scorpio. Betrayal isn't just a test of others, it's a test of your own emotional resilience. You have the power to set boundaries, to protect your energy, and to ensure that you're giving to yourself as much as you give to others. The more you honor yourself, the less likely betrayal will have the power to break you. Now, let's talk about how to move forward after this emotional shift. As Scorpio, you're no stranger to intense feelings. You dive deep into your emotions, sometimes more so than any other sign. But here's the thing, while you can sit with your emotions and feel them deeply, you also have the incredible ability to release them when you're ready. You don't have to carry the weight of betrayal forever. You have the power to let go. The full moon in Sagittarius brings a potent energy of release. This is a time when Scorpios can cleanse their emotional slate, allowing any lingering anger, sadness, or frustration to wash away. It's time to surrender those negative emotions that no longer serve you and make room for new, healthier energy to take their place. Scorpio, this is your moment to release the past and create space for the future. This is a time of rebirth, of transformation, and of stepping into your power. A key practice for Scorpios during this time is to meditate on what they want to let go of. Visualize those negative emotions, the anger, the hurt, the resentment, and imagine them leaving your body. Picture yourself releasing them into the universe, trusting that the universe will take them away. Then, fill that space with love, with peace, with strength. This isn't just about letting go of the betrayal, it's about reclaiming your power and taking control of your emotional world. Scorpios, when you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for new opportunities, new growth, and new relationships that align with your true essence. Now, as you move forward, remember that healing is not linear. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. Trust yourself and trust the process. Scorpio, you have been through so much, and yet you always come out stronger on the other side. You are a force of nature, capable of transforming pain into power. As we wrap up this video, I want to remind you that the journey to healing is ongoing. You may face challenges. You may experience moments of doubt, but you will always rise above. Embrace your strength, embrace your intuition, and embrace the beautiful transformation that is coming your way. If you found this video helpful and insightful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow Scorpios, and don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more astrology insights, self-growth tips, and spiritual guidance. We're in this journey together, and I'd love for you to be part of this supportive community. Stay grounded, stay resilient, and always remember, no matter what life throws your way, you have the strength to rise above it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.